Hello and welcome back to Desert Gaming Podcast, episode 7. And we're actually here on time for the second week in a row for episode 7. It is May 11th, 2014.
Wait, we are on time?
Yeah, we're on time. It's actually going to be out a little bit early.
Yay.
Less than about a week between episodes.
But I thought this was Sunday. Did we suddenly teleport to Wednesday?
Oh my god. So, as you can tell, I'm joined here by Jackson.
Hello.
And by our new co-host, Crucif. I should have expected this. He's actually a figment of my imagination, isn't he? Joined here by Crucif.
I didn't know you were into...
Well, now that my imaginary friend is here and introduced himself, I guess let's get started.
Oh, God. Well, we
Hey
normally
guys, what's going on? Crucif here.
This is going to mess up your timing so much.
Yeah. Not really. That's what the being for. Hey, he sniffled correctly. Ow. Bastard.
I sniffle a lot because I have allergies, and I have apologized multiple times on said podcast.
Nah, give no shits.
So what's news?
What's news? Nothing really came out.
Newest addition to the Desert Gaming Podcast. What is going on? How's it going, guys? It's good to be here.
There's not actually Skype flag, listeners. He is literally just trolling.
Even though he's from across the pond.
Yes, he is from across the pond. He lives in the wonderful land of Wales.
The wonderful whale of land.
Yes. My mouth.
This
is
time
so
I'm
smart.
drunk this time.
Yeah, at least you're not drunk this time. Now,
Surprisingly.
we said this before, but we actually recorded this episode with Crucif 3 months ago, back in March, and Crucif lost his section of the recording, and all was lost.
And then
And he was drunk too, so that might have been a cause of it, maybe.
I fell asleep.
Oh, and he fell asleep. He turned into Brian there for a bit, but that's because we started recording really late. We're recording early this time, despite numerous technical problems.
Yes.
Again, so here we are, Desert Gaming Podcast, episode 7, May 11th.
What's news?
What's news?
So nothing came out, really. The only thing that of note that really came out was Child of Eden, which is it's a downloadable game. Really kind of an interesting RPG. It was built through the UbiArt. Isn't that what it's called?
UbiArt?
UbiArt?
What?
Sketch? Whatever the hell that engine is called. It's
Unity?
the same. What about Unix?
Unity.
No, it wasn't
No?
built on Unity.
I've never heard of this other thing.
You've never heard of UbiArt?
No.
It's basically an engine. I don't know if that's actually what it's called because I'm dumb. But it's basically an engine that Ubisoft developed for Rayman Legends. That thing. To allow graphics that look hand-drawn. Beautiful, beautiful game. Really interesting, although I had a little difficult time getting into it. But, moving on.
Sorry, we had a setup malfunction. The crane arm for the microphone is in the way of me reading the...
Is that what's going on? I was like, why are we leaning over to the side? I'm confused.
Oh, you're using the
I'll do
crane
it.
arm wrong.
No, it's the only way I can make it work.
Doing it
This
wrong, man.
Table. Whatever you say.
But anyway, so it's this side-scrolling sort of JRPG that has a really unique...
Sort of JRPG?
well, it's not really Japanese. It's
Yeah.
It's the style of a JRPG.
A JRPG?
A turn-based RPG.
Edge group? A JRPG? Edge group.
You're not why am I failing? You are not Yahtzee.
I never tried to be Yahtzee.
Wow. Anyway, it's about $15, I believe, on both platforms. Pick it up. There's demos on both platforms as well. It's on Xbox One. It's on PS4. I don't know if it's on current gen consoles or not. I don't think it is. There's a demo. Try it. It's really, really interesting. The attack system's really unique.
Is it on PC?
Yeah, I saw it on
yeah, I think
Steam,
it is on
yeah.
PC.
Okay.
I don't know if they have a demo on PC, though.
Alright.
I think it has a little bit of a sale on Steam right now, too, but I don't remember.
You know what this reminds me of? A game called Flower or Petal, something like that.
Flower. Yeah, I know what you're
Flower?
talking about. That was a PS3 exclusive.
Yeah, that fucking game.
I never got a chance to play that game. I thought I'd be able to pick it up when it came out on Vita, but I just haven't had time.
It's the boringest shit ever. Your pedals, and you move your controller around. That's all it is. Don't waste. I wasted 30 minutes of my life that I will never get back again, and it haunts me, and it will my entire life.
That's what happens when you play art games.
Anyway, so we're gonna start off with our new month.
With our new month?
Let me try that again.
Please do.
Let's to start off a new month. This is already a train wreck, folks. I'm sorry. To start off our new month, it's also going to start off new PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live perks.
Yay!
So, PlayStation Plus Instant Game Collection is going to include the following games through the month of May. On PlayStation 4, you're going to get Stick It to the Man, which I have downloaded and played, and it's fucking weird. It is a 2D platformer puzzler with a really, really interesting art style. It's kind of like a paper hand-drawn art style.
Oh, wait, that thing. That's the thing with the brain and the hand and the thing and the reading of the minds.
Yeah. Okay. So it's got really awesome graphics and a batshit acid trip story. So the basic premise behind this game is that you are this guy who has a job as a hard hat tester. And basically, as a hard hat tester, he stands in one place and they drop heavy things on him while he wears hard hats.
Sounds about right.
Yep. So he's walking home, and this thing drops onto his head.
This thing?
Yeah, thing. I don't know if it's an alien or a weapon or what the hell it is.
But it's not a furnace.
No.
Okay.
And all of a sudden, he has this giant pinkish jelly arm thing that comes out of his head that he can grab things with and read minds with.
Does it taste good?
I don't know.
You said it was a jelly arm, so...
it's like one of those little sticky arm things that you know what I'm talking about.
Those things you find in like those like 20 pence machines.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. They get absolutely fucking everywhere. Like there's slime, grease, and shit. What the fuck?
And then you're
those in the sun, kids.
You're driving, with your kids in the backyard. All of a sudden, you feel the thing in the back of the car. All of a sudden, you feel the thing in the back of your head, and you go ah, and then you kill everybody.
Thank you for clipping the mic so horribly.
You're welcome.
And then there are people at a funeral, and they're looking at a headstone, like, "Oh man, why did they have to drive off that cliff?" And then they look at the back of the headstones, that fucking hand thing there, and it haunts you for the rest of your life. But you take it anyway, and you keep it in a jar filled with water.
Why filled with water?
To keep it nice and sticky.
Okay, whatever you say.
Because those things get old, they get covered in lint, and they lose their stickiness. And if you leave them in the sun, they bake, and it bakes onto whatever it was on.
Could you melt those? Could you just melt it down into a goo?
I would assume so. It would
probably put it in the microwave. I'll do that. I'll record it.
Put it on your channel.
Yeah.
This conversation got weird.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah, let's move
PlayStation 3 will get Puppeteer, Pro Evolution Soccer 2014, and Skullgirl Encore. And Crucifer, are you a soccer fan or any sports fan?
Oh yeah, man. I really love soccer. I'm totally looking forward to Pro Evolution Soccer. It's really the genre-defining game that I thought it was.
The sarcasm is scathing.
It's such an action-packed game, and I can't. It's so original too. I mean, you don't see many of these around, especially nowadays. It's usually just saturated with first-person shooters and everything. It's really nice to see this quality game for a change. You know, graphics are really up to par. Man, this is great.
So I have to wonder why they decided to put PES in PlayStation Plus this time.
It's not even FIFA, man.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, PES is the PlayStation 3 exclusive, so
whatever.
So that probably explains part of it. Anyway,
I just wish I had a PlayStation 3 so I could play Skullgirl finally.
You can borrow mine.
I could borrow your whole PlayStation 3 and just make a brick wall out of the consoles I have.
So, Vita will get Surge Deluxe and Limbo, which I'm super excited about, because I haven't played Limbo.
Haven't played Limbo?
I have not played it yet, and I want to so much.
I cut myself after playing Limbo. That game's horrible. I never completed it. I had to rage quit. I tend to rage quit a lot, though, so...
You rage quit a lot of things, Crucive.
I do it because I don't want to cut myself. I'll be forced to do it if I rage. It happens, man.
In contrast to PlayStation Plus, I don't know why I always get stuck with this part, but Xbox Live Games with Gold. Hey, I said it right. We'll be getting Dust and Elysian Tale, which is the former Summer of Arcade game. That's for the first half of the month, which is 4 more days. And Saints Row the Third for the second half.
So they're stepping up.
Games.
They're stepping up their game. Dust and Elysian Tale is an interesting story in and of itself because it was developed by a total of one guy.
Yeah.
And it made it onto Summer of Arcade, which is freaking amazing considering how expensive it was to put things on the Xbox 360.
Oh, yeah. They seem to give a lot of leeway for the games that they decide are going to go on the Summer of Arcade, though.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It'll just come out of nowhere.
Well, back when Summer of Arcade still existed, because now it doesn't anymore.
It doesn't anymore. There's not going to be one this year. I'm not going to see the cute little mascots in the swimming trunks and their inner tubes jumping in pools.
Anyway, I'm glad that Saints Row the Third's coming in too, because I already own the game, but it'll be nice to have a backup copy of it. So, I've already started the download on Dust. I still need to try it though. Haven't tried it yet.
I think I'm going to read it, but I'm not.
What?
I said you think I'm going to read it, but I'm not. We're going to start off a little indie this week. The unique and awesome Thomas Was Alone has sold over 1 million copies, and I did not read anything out at all. That was all from me.
Yay!
Very British game, that.
What?
That game is...
Wait, is it? Well, the announcer's got a British accent.
So it's a British game?
Yes.
Wow, Jack.
Wow, I guess this is a British podcast now.
I know,
Huh?
because one-third
I'm
is
done.
British.
You're so racist. I can't
Great.
deal with this.
Great, Jack. Now we lost our other co-host.
I'm done.
I'm out, man.
It's too much.
This is a train wreck so far.
No, it's fine.
Thomas Was Alone was a very interesting game.
It was amazing.
It was amazing. I love that game so much.
It's the only thing with the only writer I can ever think of who could characterize a square so well.
In a rectangle.
And a rectangle.
Three
And a longer rectangle. And a sideways rectangle. And a big square.
Oh god, I love that game. But that game kicks my ass.
I don't even think it was that hard.
No, I mean, generally throughout the game, it's not that hard, but there are just little segments that require really precise timing.
Was the British commentator distracting you, Jack? Was that it?
Yes, because he's awesome.
Because he's British? Wow.
Yes.
Everyone heard it. You heard it, sure. He said, because it's British.
I talk about it all the time. Or at least every other podcast or so. And it's usually when puzzle games come up. You need to try Antichamber.
Oh, yeah. Dude, the list of games that I need to try runs from here to friggin' around the world 5 times.
You see that every podcast.
Antichamber's a trippy-ass game.
Antichamber is a trippy-ass game.
It's like, oh, hey, let's walk around in a circle. Oh, my God, I'm somewhere else.
Oh, no, this hallway, it's a dead end. Oh, wait, I turned around, I'm in a room.
What do you mean I can't jump over this huge gap that I couldn't jump over anyway?
What do you mean I just have to walk instead of jump?
What do you mean I have to stare at this colored block and then turn around to a whole new game?
What do you mean this block sucks up colored blocks and I can place them somewhere else in a line?
What do you mean my family doesn't like me, but I have nowhere else to go, so I'm living outside of a box with my only laptop and really good microphone, just making YouTube videos and crying about my life and cutting myself when I rage?
For the record, I have no idea what's going on, but this conversation kind of reminds me of that weird PS4 quote-unquote shooter that was announced this week where you are just a cube.
What?
What?
Yeah, that didn't make the news.
What the hell is that?
But now it needs to be news. Please, go on.
That is all I can tell you, because I read the first bit of that article that said, a unique new shooter for the PlayStation 4 where you're a block. And then I was like, okay, I'm done with this. It just sounds weird as shit.
Even.
I can pull it up if you want me to and talk more about it.
No. We'll save that for next week.
Anyway, so Nintendo has announced this year that they won't have a press conference at E3 for the second year in a row, which...
But they are having a Smash Bros. Tournament.
And a Nintendo Direct.
Whatever that means.
What's wrong with Nintendo? It's really not surprising, though.
It's funny. What I think happened is that leak that someone did where Nintendo was going to announce new hardware at this E3. They was like, we have been dishonored. Cancel everything.
Well, but they announced that they weren't going to be doing a press conference at E3 before that leaked.
Did they? Mm-hmm. That was after.
Nope.
Okay. All racism aside. Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be interesting if they did announce new hardware, although I don't think it's going to be a successor to the Wii U, despite the fact that, okay, check these numbers. The Wii U in its lifetime has sold 6 million units.
Only 6 million?
Mm-hmm. It's like 6 point something.
Do they count how many of those are unused or have been thrown out?
Yeah, like mine.
Mine, which is somewhere in my closet, but I don't know. It's in pieces now. But
mine is in purgatory in my media room. But I don't think it's going to be successor to the Wii U. I think it'll probably be.
When are they going to die? I think it's come for Nintendo to collapse with a flower clutched upon its chest and to draw its left breast.
Well, they've got the 3DS, which is really picking up steam. I mean, they can survive on handhelds alone. Really. Yeah. They need to stop with consoles because they have no idea what the hell they're doing. It was like,
Wii U, and then they're like, oh, 3DS, I'm absolutely fine. I'm not going to die. And now it's like he's in hospital and severely ill, but he's still not dead. So he needs to go in and needs to cut the wire while it's sleeping.
Well, see, I think that they should just turn into Sega. They can keep doing the handheld thing, but as far as their games come, they just need to turn into Sega and just forget about the Dreamcast and move right on and just put games on other people's consoles.
They should revert back to like the 90s.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Go back to old school consoles. Like, bring back the Nintendo 64. Stop making that again. I bet that'll like just sell like crazy.
It didn't sell like crazy the first time.
I will this time. They'll be like, holy shit, they're remaking it? That's awesome. And
then they have that, what was it, like a $500 all-metal NES that was just recently released?
Did they?
Yeah, I saw that on...
Why isn't that in the news?
Because it's a fucking $500 NES.
Well, there you go. That was the news story. Thank you, Jack.
You want me to keep the news stories trimmed to 10?
That was one.
We've got 8.
That was one sentence. And it intrigued millions.
We have millions of listeners?
No.
Oh, shit.
You do now. Little did you know I have millions of subscribers. You can go visit my channel. We're always happy to see you there. It's Crucif on YouTube. Yeah. Growing strong.
What is that?
Someone outside. Oh. Moving on.
Keeping on with the Nintendo news, there was a big kerfuffle this week regarding a game that hasn't really gotten much press. I like that word. Kerfuffle's an awesome word.
Kerfuffle is an amazing word.
Until now. And that game is called Tomodachi Life. And Nintendo came under fire this week when they patched out the ability to have same-sex couples in this Me Sim style game. Am I the only one that doesn't feel that it is necessary to have same-sex couples in every single fucking game? And I'm actually gay.
What's wrong with that, Jack? Fucking homophobe.
I have no issue with having same-sex couples in a game.
Oh, sure.
Or in other media. My issue is when it's not included and people flip the fuck out.
Yeah,
that's an issue here that they removed it.
Well, they said specifically that it wasn't intended to be in the game in the first place. It was really a glitch that was being exploited to allow it.
No, Jack, you're a real asshole. You don't like British people. You don't like...
I love British people.
You're homophobic. Wow.
That would be hilarious because I'd be
probably
afraid of
don't
myself.
Even like cheese.
I love cheese.
Of course you don't.
What?
Nacho cheese.
Oh my god.
Mozzarella. Munster.
That shit that was on the spinach, which is mozzarella, wasn't it?
Feta.
Feta's good too.
Let's talk about that for a second.
Let's talk about cheese.
Let's talk about the spinach pizza.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I had this awesome pizza at Spinato's here in Phoenix. I'm going to promote Spinato's here. Maybe we can get a
sponsor us.
Sponsor us. Exactly.
Hey so man, they have this, I've got a great idea for your pizzas. Just this is what you do: normal pizza base. Put some oats on there.
Oh.
We're not horses.
Throw it all in a feed bag and strap it on your face.
While you're there, put some nuts on it. Different selection. Maybe a trail mix. Best pizza ever.
Some grass, hay.
The Outback pizza.
So I'm curious about your feelings about this, Tyler. And
Spinach
Chris.
pizza?
No, what we were talking about before we got batshit insane.
Would you ever eat bat if it was cooked and presented to you?
No.
Bat?
I would. I'd give
I
it a
might
shot.
if I couldn't recognize it.
Now, granted, I've had sea turtle before, but that's besides the point. Answer the damn question.
You asshole. Well, we found out how awful Jack is.
Yeah, no, this was my one awful person moment. So it was at a Theater Under the Stars thing in Houston, and they had sea turtle soup, and holy fuck, that shit was good.
Oh my god. At least, okay, did they serve it to you in the shell of the sea turtle?
No.
Then it
It
wasn't
was in a
turtle
bowl.
soup. Then it wasn't turtle soup. Granted, sea turtles are like 6 feet in diameter.
I'm just okay. That is a hilarious mental image. Me as like a 7-year-old kid holding this gigantic shell, just going glug glug glug.
Bigger than you.
Man, if you're going to go that far, go the whole way. Put it in a shell. Put it in its own shell. Cook it in its own shell.
That's what they do. Or at least what you do if you're surviving like that and you find a turtle. You
Man,
cut
I
it
would
all
eat
out, you
turtle.
put it over
They
fire,
carry a lot
you
of
mix it up.
parasites.
Okay, I'm gonna throw the rope over you guys and reel you back in. The LGBT community in Tomodachi life.
I get it because it's Desert Gaming Podcast and lassos or desert stuff. You're clever.
I'm a little sad to be in this room right now. For the
Should
record.
we talk about this a little bit more before we move on to the next topic, or should we just go straight to the next topic?
I'll pitch in. I think the problem is that they patched it out unnecessarily. Whether it was intentional or not to not have it, it's good to have inclusion because people like with their Sims games, they like to have themselves in there, they like to have their own relationships, and I think Me Sims is on here, and Me Sims has that. I think if I remember correctly, and it's unnecessary to remove something that fits.
That makes sense. I think they would have probably... I mean, they came out and they apologized and everything, but they're not going to do anything about it.
They're not.
I think it would have made sense for them to just kind of... Not necessarily acknowledge it because it is a glitch in the game, but patch it so that it was no longer a glitch.
Yeah.
You know, added as additional content. I think that would have been probably the better move.
Well, additional content should be patched in as original content.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Let's move on.
That's my cue. Drive Club for the PlayStation 4. Really? I'm the PC guy. This is going against my creed. Come on.
Jack does this all the time. He doesn't. He randomly picks names for these topics. Just go with it.
The PlayStation 4 exclusive racing game that was supposed to release with the PS4 but was delayed finally has a release date. The game will be released on October 7th in the North Americas and October 10th in European land.
Jesus Christ, it's like you're reading from a script or something.
Almost, but, I'm just really good at this. If I was reading from a script, I'd probably say the game was... I'd probably say if it was from a script, the game will release October 7th in North America and October 10th in Europe. But I'm definitely not reading from a script, so that isn't an issue. However, I'm not sure what Drive Club is, because I didn't really think about that when I was saying it. It just came to me. It's not that I'm reading from a script of which I haven't researched at all. But I'm definitely not on Google researching what Drive Club is at this moment. I'm just thinking. Let me gather my thoughts.
Wait, what's that, Cursive? The full version of the game will include 55 tracks, 50 cars, and 50 tour events? The PlayStation Plus version will include 1 location in India, 11 tracks, and 10 cars. So basically it'll be a glorified demo?
Has Sony reversed its policy today in response to the public outcry about the original terms of the upgrade or something?
Yes. That's actually not on here, but...
Way to go.
Because I know
Research.
about it, you see.
No, I knew about it. I just didn't want to type out the entire damn thing. So basically the gist is if you have PlayStation Plus, you'll be able to get the game, but you'll have a very limited version of it. And I needed that information.
I moved the script.
So as Tyler mentioned, it was you. The PlayStation Plus version is going to include 1 location, 11 tracks, 10 cars, which is only a small portion of what is available in the full game. PlayStation Plus users can upgrade to the full version for $50, but their initial policy was that if you paid that $50, but you let your PlayStation Plus subscription lapse, you no longer had access to the game. which made no sense.
What?
Or, of course, you could cut your losses, buy a PC and switch over to Steam. But, yeah, since we're in the presence of peasants, I'm not going to talk about that.
Anyway, so yeah, as Krusif alluded to earlier, Sony did reverse their policy on that intelligently.
Did they?
Yes.
Okay, good.
That's good.
I wasn't sure.
Not the Krusif cares.
I read the first thing I saw on this website.
And hey, it helped the podcast.
I'm really good, man. I'm really good.
Up next, we got Call of Duty news, and it's good.
Yeah,
Kind of?
depends on your perspective.
It's Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, and it was announced by Activision, and it's being completely and independently developed by Sledgehammer Games. Sledgehammer Games has been the company that have helped since Modern Warfare 3 with all of the games since then.
Also known as the train wrecks.
And train wrecks. But from the looks of it, it's pretty.
I was really, really shocked at the graphics. Clearly it's coming out on current gen consoles.
Let's be clear about one thing. It's shocking because it says Call of Duty first, and then it looks decently pretty.
Yeah. I mean, Call of Duty Ghosts was an abomination that should never have come out, and literally, they shouldn't even bother releasing that on next gen consoles because it didn't look next gen.
No. You put that in next to Battlefield 4, and Battlefield 4 just looks like the big buff dude on the beach who kicks sand in your face. You big disgrace.
On PC, it was just as bad, if not worse.
Exactly.
Than
and that's the pathetic part of it, too. And this looks like it's going to be at least looking a lot better. The mocap's a lot better. They're going to be running an entirely new engine.
Yes, which is surprising because they just had a new engine for, which one was it? Ghosts?
Ghosts, which they decided was obviously a shit engine.
Yes. And it has one extremely amazing feature, and that feature is Kevin Spacey.
And guns.
Kevin Spacey?
Yeah, Kevin Spacey.
Okay, well, we know this is definitely going to be the blockbuster Call of Duty that we're all looking for. This is going to be the one.
Yep. Yeah, someone made the allusion today. House of Cards, Call of Duty, House of Cods.
How would that go?
See, I'm just thinking that this Call of Duty game is literally the continuation from House of Cards. I don't know if anyone's watched that show.
Because House of Cards has so many exoskeletons in it.
No, that's why I said after. It's like 5 years after the end of the last season of House of Cards.
Okay, I don't even watch House of Cards, so I'm gonna leave this to these two.
I was like the couple first episodes.
It's a good show. Watch it. It's very political, so if you don't care about anything politics, don't bother. But
can't tell me what to do.
I'll tell you exactly what to do, goddammit.
Why are you always so mean?
Because I'm the leader of the podcast, and what I say goes. So, by the way, the Destiny beta is coming.
Hey, I have one more question about Call of Duty, goddammit.
So what do you think about Destiny beta, Tyler?
I have the mic, sir. Sort of.
You're clipping it, sir.
I don't care. So my question is, why was everybody so excited about Kevin Spacey? That is all I saw, and I'm like...
Kevin Spacey is an amazing actor.
Who?
Kevin Spacey.
On a scale of 1 to Kevin Spacey is definitely Kevin Spacey.
See? Chris, if you've got the computer right now, look up Kevin Spacey. Tell us what
I definitely will. And while we're talking about Kevin Spacey, I think it's only necessary that you have a big picture of Kevin Spacey on the video.
I might actually do that.
That should be our thumbnail for this week.
Yes, I will. Yes,
with just Desert Gaming Podcast like tattooed on his cheek,
on his forehead. I've got the perfect picture.
On his forehead. There you go. Okay, so you're going to move us into our next bit of news.
Yes, the Destiny beta is coming. Bungie has announced that it will begin in July.
And you feel free to elaborate on this. I didn't want to write down every little goddamn thing.
We don't know anything about the beta.
Hopefully, it's set in other places than Old Russia, because if I see Old Russia one more time, I'm going to cancel my pre-order.
If you don't know what Destiny is, you can go to www.destinythegame.com and check it out. There's some pretty cool features here that I'm looking through right now, and it looks pretty awesome. They put a lot of work into this website.
Destiny is one of my most anticipated games of the last year, and all we really know about the beta is that they're going to treat the beta like the release, because the beta, if I remember what they said correctly, should run up until they release the game.
Pretty much.
And all you need to do to get in the beta is reserve the game at your GameStop, or they have a list on DestinyTheGame.com of which game store providers will give you the pre-order code.
I know that Amazon will as well, and you can also there is a way to, I believe there's a way to sign up for the beta to kind of get the whole lottery crapshoot thing.
Is there?
I think so.
I
know
there's the user research thing on Bungie.net.
Okay.
They have that, but I don't think that counts for the beta. I think that was mostly just for alpha testers.
Also, if you're really interested in it and you have fast hands, follow them on Twitter.
Yes, they do weekly updates every Friday, and they usually give out codes there. Mm-hmm. They have codes secretly hidden everywhere that they've been. I think they hand them out when they go to public places, I think they get handed some out at the Game Developers Conference. Don't quote me on that.
Probably at PAX, yeah.
Then they do give them out on Twitter. They just reached 1 million followers on Facebook, and they gave out a bunch of codes then. Just follow them. You can get a code for free.
Is it going to be on PC?
Eventually. They said they're not focusing on it right now.
Okay, guys, so Destiny's absolute shit. Don't bother getting it. It's like...
well, here's my concern about Destiny. It looks a lot like... And this is the comparison that has been made a lot. It looks a lot like Borderlands in a Halo universe.
Yes. I think a lot of the problem with that is Bungie's always marketed their games very well. They've always had a bunch of money to do that with. They're keeping Destiny very close to their chest. Mm-hmm. And I can understand why, because it's a new IP, and they want people to be able to play it and experience it. They don't want to spoil too much of what you'll be doing, which is understandable. Mm-hmm. And I'm just holding off all opinions except for my excitement until I play it.
See, and speaking as someone who is, no offense, not a Bungie fanboy.
I'm not a Bungie fanboy. I just enjoy everything they do all the time, no matter what. No.
And you have pictures of them all over your house. It's kind of creepy.
No, not really.
But my issue with it, speaking as someone from the outside, is that I need something that's going to excite me about this. And I always, with Bungie's new IPs, and I've said this before on the podcast, I expect a lot from them because they've always broken new ground and changed the rules and really done something game-changing, pun intended, with their new IPs. You look at Halo in particular for that. They're the ones that are responsible for the two-gun mechanic.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen anything ground-changing, game-changing in Destiny yet, and we've seen the same goddamn demo over and over and over again, which is getting really old.
Yeah, they really need, and that's one thing that'll be fixed with E3, because at E3 this year they have a playable thing, and they have a new trailer out showing what you'll be doing in that trailer. They also will have the PvP multiplayer playable at E3 and in the beta. They said that. That's all we know.
Okay.
There will be PvP in the beta.
So they're going to do what are they called? Fire strikes? What are they called?
Strikes?
Yeah, strikes.
Yeah, the strike will be playable at E3.
Okay.
The strikes are some kind of event that's kind of like a raid from an MMO.
Yeah. It sounds kind of like what the Division is doing, actually, with their PvP.
Yeah, so we'll get back to that later.
We will?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Well, spoilers.
Why do we always do this?
Honestly, though, if I see another old Russia demo from Destiny, I'm probably going to cancel my pre-order because I'm really tired of that.
There's Mars, there's Venus,
and we haven't seen any of them.
Yeah, we have.
Other than the fact that they exist.
There's a bunch of screenshots of them.
Screenshots don't count. I'm talking gameplay.
Okay, fine. They've shown gameplay of the moon.
When?
There's a bunch of gameplay of the moon. Remember the giant troll thing when the change goes brah?
No.
Well, then you haven't been following very well, and you're a very bad journalist.
Well, I don't full of shit, but I'm not a journalist, so goddamn it, Jack. What are you doing, man? Don't Starve by Clay Entertainment has announced that they'll be adding a co-op component to the game this summer.
I'm so excited for this, sort of.
So am I, except Jack doesn't have it on PC.
Exactly. That's why I'm only sort of excited for it.
It's called most original fucking best name for a multiplayer game. Don't Starve. Wait for it. Together. This is next-gen naming right here. This is a next-gen title for a game. It'll up to 4-player co-op, and guess what?
Yup.
It'll only be available on console. No, PC. I'm starting to turn.
For
Put me
now,
out of
they've
my
come out
misery.
and said that they're looking into getting it onto the PS4 version. So,
Well, see, that's what I'm concerned about. I don't think they'll be able to, because Reign of Giants has been out for about a month now, and it hasn't come out on the...
exactly. That's why I said
Yeah.
looking into. They don't know that they're going to actually be able to do it. So,
Yeah, and another thing about the 4-player co-op, they're not sure how many players that will be allowed in co-op. They're still tweaking.
right, and they've said up to 4 players, but they sound like they want to put more in there.
Yeah.
So,
In an article I read that was from them, it was on the Steam news thing, it had a really weird phrasing for it. It said a minimum of 4 players.
yeah, that's what I was.
I was like, I want to play with 2, maybe 3. I don't have 4 friends.
I have a feeling
I
a
don't think
lot
they
of
would-
people are going to be upset by this news, though.
You think so?
Maybe. Because it kind of...
I've heard. I was looking through the Don't Starve community hub on Steam, and there was about equal parts hate and equal parts love for this. And the people who are bitching about it are like, "No, this was designed as a single player game."
Well,
But-
and that comes from their own
yeah,
statements
they did,
at the
they did
beginning
say this.
in
They
the
are
development.
they are flip flopping on this. But that's fine because it's an optional thing. You don't have to do it. It's not hurting you.
But
You
it's
don't have to pay for it.
there.
No,
It's like
they roll
a
it out, and
pimple.
you have to play with 4 players all
Yeah.
the time.
I know. I mean, I don't understand why people
That'd be
are complaining
great.
about an
You don't
optional
have
thing.
friends? This game is weird. That'd make a lot of people
This game
upset.
about surviving on your own is no longer about surviving on your own.
Well, see, in the context of the game itself, it never explicitly says like anything about it just being on your own. Because when you play as the new characters, the original introduction is no longer valid. Because the original introduction is with Wilson.
I will
And-
like this game. I will like this game if you can eat your friend once he dies.
Oh my god.
That would be awesome, actually.
That would be great.
I
Well,
would pay
technically
money for
then
that.
it wouldn't be called Don't Starve. It'd be called like Resort to Cannibalism. When it came back. Together. Sorry, I forgot that.
The
Adam.
advantage to this is when it releases, it'll go on sale on Steam, and if it's cheap enough, I'll pick it up.
Yeah, Reign of Giants was on sale like immediately because it was technically a early access DLC, which I thought was strange, but I
Yeah.
got it for 15% off. So
This game was really strange
still
to
haven't
me.
found any
like,
giants.
I didn't get
Oh,
that
yeah.
far in the game. I was just like, oh, this is cool for an hour, and then never went back to it ever again.
I was kind of the same way, but I got back into it the other night, and I didn't tell you the stupid thing that I did.
Oh yeah, what was that?
So, I got this really awesome map,
Uh-huh.
and it had, like, beefalo, which I'd never seen because they wouldn't fucking spawn anywhere.
Uh-huh.
Real close, and it had a forest real close, and it had rocks real close, and gold real close.
Uh-huh.
So I was actually getting really pretty self-sufficient and doing really well. I had a farm, finally.
Uh-huh.
And then, I stole a tall bird egg.
Oh, you dumbass.
Yeah.
Did you get away?
Of course not.
You can get away from those.
Bullshit! It was as fast as I was.
You can get away.
Well, I didn't.
You fat.
Sir, it came from the north. It was blinding fast. There was nothing we could do. It took out the entire army. Took out the entire legion.
All was lost.
So our final bit of news. Oh, and actually I want to go back real quick on Destiny because I forgot to mention one thing.
God damn
We
it,
always
Jack.
backpedal. We always seem to backpedal.
With regards to the marketing budget, Activision announced a $500 million budget for Destiny, and that's encompassing everything. That's encompassing
The
development,
10-year
marketing,
franchise.
the 10-year plan for that series. So they have a lot of confidence in this game, which is about... Well, I mean, it's a good thing. Activision doesn't pour money into a game unless they are confident it will be successful.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know, man.
anyway,
They will make it successful.
yeah,
They will give you money to buy it.
that would be awesome. I'll buy it then.
Yeah.
So our final bit of news is about Dying Light, and Dying Light is the game that was being developed by Techland, who developed Call of Juarez and are more well known for being the producers of Dead Island. And that game has unfortunately been delayed to February 2015, which is unfortunate because that game looks awesome and gorgeous.
Yes. It needs more info about it, too.
Yes.
They're pulling a
Did
Dean
you see the
Hall.
12-minute gameplay demo of it that was released a few months back?
I think I saw someone playing it. I don't think I saw the original trailer thing.
Yeah, I'll have to... Yeah, that's basically what it was, is 12 minutes of someone playing it. It looked really cool. I look forward to that game. But that finishes up our news.
Indeed.
Oh no.
No?
Something horrible has just happened.
What's that?
Windows 9 has a set date.
Oh, Jesus
Windows
Christ. I didn't even know that they'd announced Windows 9 yet.
Oh, yeah, they did.
April 2015. It's coming.
Fucking hell.
Everybody run!
Run for your life!
Hide your PCs!
Oh, what the fuck? I wonder what they're gonna... Okay, this is gaming podcast, never mind.
No. This is conversational.
I wonder how they're gonna do this. Like, are they gonna keep going with a crappy Windows 8 system, or are they gonna, like, revert back to...
They're not gonna shit can it. They would be taking so much shit from that if they backtracked on it. Now, I would expect them to make it more like Windows 7.
I think it's
as they did with 8.1, but
I think it's going to be a simplified Windows 8.
I wish that they would just friggin' release a gaming version that doesn't have fucking compatibility issues with everything.
That would be nice.
Windows Master Race 1.
But then again, that's what SteamOS is for.
That's true.
Which is free, isn't it?
Yeah, it is free.
I don't think it's
Linux based.
It's still like in beta though.
Yeah.
What was that, Crucive?
I think it's still in beta though.
Oh, is it?
Oh, yeah. It's going to be in beta for a while.
Yeah.
You can still try it anytime.
This is going to be fucking awesome.
I won't try it unless it's just like ridiculously groundbreaking. I'm so into. I've been a Windows person for so long. Trying a new OS is going to be like breaking my brain.
Dude, you know what's going to be good about this is that Steam is going to do everything it can to make it optimized for gaming.
That's
so you're
true.
going to get like a huge boost in FPS when you're using Steam OS. And of course you can just, you can use Steam and Windows 7.
I was about to say, if you can dual wield the two operating systems, that's fine with me. I'll do that.
You can do that with any operating system.
Yeah, I know.
I do that with Linux.
Yeah, dual boot is kind of a pain, but if you know what you're doing.
No, you just restart your PC when you want to switch.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Come on, Jack. You'll understand, but
you're the times, man.
I'm not like the biggest computer tech dude ever.
Says the man who worked at Best Buy.
I was a salesman.
Strong point.
Says the man
and I didn't work in computers. I worked in lifestyles.
What?
It's basically the rest of the store. It's televisions, video games,
okay, I see.
audio, cameras, stuff like that.
I see.
He's been everywhere, man. He's been everywhere.
Moving on.
That face. I got glared at or something. I don't even know what that was.
It was a freak out face.
Oh, makes sense. So, we finished with the news. Again, in under an hour. So that's good.
It was about 40 minutes. It's not bad.
About 40 minutes. And we had a lot of fun with it. And Crucif is here. So this is a very successful, very lucky podcast number 7.
Who's Crucif?
Shit, we got the wrong co-host.
Oh my
Fuck.
Dude, my name's Jerry. What the fuck?
Now it's time for everyone's favorite segment. Although everything is everyone's favorite segment.
It better be,
Jack.
or we'll come and beat you.
What are you playing, Jack?
Wow. Come on, Jack. We might have to kick you off, man. We can't
have this kind of hostility, man.
Yeah, man.
But first we need to know what you're playing.
Jesus
We
Christ.
don't want to get complaints.
I'm playing a bunch of stuff. I was playing Don't Starve, as I mentioned earlier.
Uh-huh.
We've been playing a lot of Guns of Icarus Online.
We have,
Well,
actually. We got back
quote
to it.
unquote, a lot.
Well, it's a lot for Jackson. It's about 2 sessions of 17 minutes. No, not 17. More like 40. Basically, we've played 2 matches.
Anyway, well, the problem is that we've been having trouble finding matches.
Yeah, the first time we played, no one would join our match, no one would ready up, and no one would play with us. So we just couldn't, we physically could not play unless we wanted to fight each other.
And Quick Match didn't work.
And Quick Match didn't work because there weren't enough games.
Right. But Steam had a sale on Guns of Icarus. It was under $5 this past weekend, which massively boosted how many people were playing the game, which was awesome because that game is so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's, if you don't know what Guns of Icarus Online is, it's this steampunk
squad-based blimp shooter.
Yeah. Basically, you fly around in a steampunk airship, and it's very, very teamwork oriented. There are a bunch of positions. You can be a pilot, you can be a gunner, you can be an engineer. I'm usually the pilot, and I crash into things a lot. Actually, I'm not that bad at pilot.
No, you're not that bad at the pilot. I need to try piloting again.
Yeah. I remember Brian's forever banned from being the pilot.
He's forever banned from doing anything that has a steering wheel.
But, it's really, really important to, especially to have voice chat with that game.
Oh, yeah.
If you're not doing voice chat, it's impossible to communicate with your team and you will die.
You will notice people will always leave games or be raging the entire time about their team, and that's because they're not actually communicating. That's why we make it a point to only play Guns of Icarus when there's more than 2 of us.
Exactly.
Because these ships hold 4 people. 4 people is the max you can have on these ships, which is weird because some of the ships have 6 or 7 guns on them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's made for 4 people, and if you're not all communicating with each other in the in-game chat or in Skype or Vent or Team Chat or whatever it is, then you're probably not going to do too well.
Because just like whenever I'm flying around, I have to know which side of the ship the enemy is on, how much I need to turn because the gun firing arcs are very, very weird, and you can't see, and you definitely can't tell as the pilot.
Although there is an item that we haven't tried yet that shows the firing arcs.
Oh, really?
The rangefinder should do that.
Oh, does it? Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'll have to try that.
You can also reenact the scene of Titanic, and that's pretty fun until you fall off and fall to your death because you're in the sky. You've got to add that bit.
Yeah,
the
but then
flying
you just respawn on the
ships.
ship. But I mean, I really like team-based stuff like that. It gets me going, man. No.
Oh, wow.
No, if you haven't tried Guns of Icarus Online, give it a try, especially when it goes on Super Sale.
It goes on sale quite often.
Yeah, it's supposed to be on PS4 at some point, but we haven't heard anything about that.
Yeah.
Right now, the only thing that's available is a PvP, which is, deathmatch, stuff like, well, basically only deathmatch.
Isn't there a control point game type?
Actually, you're right. There is a control point game type.
And
we don't play that much because it sucks.
How many ships can there be in one game? I don't remember the max.
Up to 6.
Up to
so
6?
3v3.
So 3v3.
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't seen anything above that. But they did just kickstart their adventure mode, which is more of a PvE thing. So I'm really looking forward to that. I didn't back it, but probably should have. I can't wait for that either. That's going to be so awesome. So check that game out if you haven't. Let's see, what else have I been playing?
Dark Souls 2.
I've been playing Dark Souls 2, and I will regale you with that a little later, because that was hilarious.
That fucking game, dude.
I know.
That fucking game.
Now, I'm probably going to have to try it on PC at some point, because the controls...
Don't do it.
Really?
It's made for a pad.
All right,
Okay,
this is the issue.
You need to play it
Optimized
with a control pad.
I launched up. I'm like, oh my god, they've done it. They've won me over. I didn't like Dark Souls because it was so shittily optimized. They've done it. 60 FPS constantly, no matter what I do. I can record at 60 FPS. Beautiful, crisp, on ultra graphics, by the way. Everything is perfect. However, awesome. I can't play it because it keeps prompting me with the fucking Xbox controls. It's like, press A to, oh wait, I'm on a keyboard, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, like I said, it's really designed for a gamepad.
The reason that I'm hesitant to continue playing it is because the camera annoys the living fuck out of me. It's this minor thing that just pisses me off so much, and I talked to you about it whenever I was encountering it. If you play with inverted controls, don't start.
You're doing it wrong.
Forever. Basically, as you start to pull the thumbstick down or push it up, it goes in the direction that it's supposed to go, which is up or down, as opposed to being inverted, and then it switches to inverted controls every time, and it drives me crazy.
So that's your issue.
So if you play with inverted controls, don't play that game.
I'd like to add that the camera turning is still a little trolly. Like, you'll go around a corner and then, oh shit, there's a guy behind me, but I couldn't see him because the camera turning system.
Somehow I think that's intentional design, though, to make the game more difficult.
Fuck
because
those
this game
guys.
is designed around fucking you over.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it, because Jack let me borrow his copy.
My favorite thing was reading the GameFly reviews. Because so many people would give it like a 1 or a 2 and say, this game's hard! I'm like, if you read the description from GameFly, it starts off with, masochists rejoice, Dark Souls is back. What the fuck do you expect?
Right?
So yeah, I've been playing Dark Souls. I've been playing a little bit of Euro Truck Simulator. I got back into that.
I love stream that at some point.
I love that game so much. I can't wait for American Truck Simulator.
It's a fun game. Like, I when I get a webcam up and running, I'm going to do a video on that game. That's going to be pretty funny. But
I will watch this. I will absolutely watch this because that will be fucking hilarious.
When
You actually know what side of the road to drive on.
Yeah. When I did the live stream, it was like the most boringest shit ever. I had to stop. Alright, I was like driving, I was like, yeah, so driving the truck, and half an hour later, so better start slowing down here. I'm going like 2 over the limit, don't want to get ticketed or anything. Half an hour later, okay, so it's getting dark, time to turn on my lights. And then an hour later, okay, well, I appear to have toppled onto my side. There's not much I can do now. I could call for the services to come pick me up, but, I mean, people are beeping behind me. They don't seem to notice this giant truck that's toppled onto its side. I can't get out because, well, I'm blocked in by the door. I guess it looks like I'm going to have to end the stream there. It's been a pretty good session.
I would have watched that.
Oh my god.
I don't think it's on there. It might be on there. I don't know.
Okay, you live across the pond. You can answer this for me. There are miles per hour and kilometers per hour. The little speed limit signs that you guys over there have. You know what I'm talking about. Are those supposed to be in kilometers? Because when I have a truck that does miles per hour, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
No, it's miles per hour over here. What do you mean don't understand what you're doing?
I would have thought that was obvious by now, that I just don't understand anything I'm doing. I'm driving on the left side of the road, and then I go into Germany, and it's the right side of the road, and then everybody honks at me because I'm going the wrong way.
It's Euro. It's left side.
Yeah, but whenever I go into Germany, for some reason, it switches over to the right side.
It doesn't.
Yes, it does.
It doesn't.
Well, it does in the game.
Didn't for me.
Well...
Your game's broken, bro.
It might have just been different parts of Germany.
It could have been, yeah.
You've got the American version.
Oh yeah, the American version. Yeah, let's make it easier on them. If you go into Germany, Germany's America, right?
You're not actually going into. You don't actually go into Germany. You just stumble into California. They added that in.
I am looking forward to American Truck Simulator though, because I'll know where I'm going.
American Truck Simulator is just usually like AAA. You're riding a truck. You're in a truck. You're smoking. You're wearing a wife beater. Suddenly explosions. Whereas Euro Simulator,
this is being developed by the same guys that did Euro Truck, so I have faith in them.
Euro Truck's like, okay, so you want to settle down, you want to take a last drink of tea, and you want to drive the truck, and you go to smoking.
Yeah. The downside to American Truck Simulator is that it's mostly interstates, so it's going to be a lot of driving straight.
Yeah.
But I love that. I like driving, so.
Oh, they're making it even more boring. Okay, guys, so I'm just, I'm just going to put a heavy object on my W key, and I'm going to go get some beer and be right back. That'll be so much fun.
And I'll be back later.
If I start going over the limit, I don't want to get ticketed. So
that's the hilarious thing in Euro Truck Simulator. I never get ticketed unless I'm going past those speed cameras. Otherwise, I'm just like, 100 kilometers per hour.
Yeah.
Isn't there a setting where you can max out your acceleration to the speed limit?
No, there's a setting so that you can't go over 30, which is ridiculous. So yeah, if you really want to take 2 hours to go 50 miles.
However, you have to be really careful when you go fast because, as I mentioned, you will topple over.
Yes. You do have to be very careful. Don't take a curve going 100.
I like how comical it is as well. It's just a small crash and you just tip over. It's not like parts fly off your truck or anything. It just...
Yeah, I wish it had more
damage
modeling, more physics. Because, I mean, even the trucks and the trailers don't really have any physics.
You know Far Cry 3, when you crash and you go, jolts forward?
Yeah.
We should have that. Just jolts. Maybe his head goes through the windshield.
But there's a Euro Truck multiplayer mod, right?
Yeah, there is a multiplayer mod. You didn't know this, Crucive?
No.
Okay, I think the three of us should do a live stream of Euro Truck Simulator playing multiplayer.
I might have to just get it.
Oh, we should do that. We should do that. I'd be fucking you guys over so much. We could have races. It would be great.
We just see you trying. You just get pissed off at us because we're going too slow. So you go into onto another lane, and it's only a two-way road. And we just see Crucive slowly coming up, and then he rams into another car. Wait, where did Crucive go?
Yeah, he's trying to pass us.
This is how it's going to start. We're all going to start recording and be like, oh, hey guys, what's going on, Crucive here? And I'm just on my side and you guys are driving off.
They were just driving past you.
Yeah.
And this is why you don't drink and drive, children.
That's why you don't drink and drive. I tried to read my map, but don't look like getting anywhere now.
I was trying to pull out of the thing. I just picked up the trailer, and I'm on my side. I'm just stuck in this ditch, 2 feet out from where I
It
started.
just starts with, so, I saw a bird.
I got cut off by a Mini Cooper, and now I'm completely upside down.
And then we'll go into Germany, and I'll start driving on the other side, and Crucive will go, "What are you doing?" And then he'll run into another car that's going the wrong way.
I'm just going to make sure that Jack's always on point. That'll be fun.
Oh yeah, that's a real good idea.
Exactly.
I did finally get my first truck, though.
That's good. So look forward to that, listeners. We've got a threesome of truck driving coming up soon.
We should
Lorry
do a
driving, it's
webcam
called
and dress
lorry
up as
driving.
truckers too.
Oh my god, yeah. Face cam it up. I
Fake
don't have a trucker
mustache
cap,
roll.
though.
I do. I have a Michael Jackson trucker cap.
That's for you. I'm not wearing that. Damn it, now I need to go get a trucker cap.
Let me
Grow
see.
out an excessively huge beard that has a bird's nest in it.
You can't do that, and you know it.
You're not
know,
Chuck
I
Norris, goddammit.
Chuck Norris doesn't have a goddamn bird's nest in his beard.
He has a fist.
In his beard, yes.
And several hundred African children that he feeds on a regular basis.
I wasn't sure where you were going with that, and it was much worse than I was expecting.
Okay.
Let's see.
Hey,
Have I
he
been
feeds
playing-
them on a regular basis. How could he be so cruel?
Oh, I did start playing Sir, You Are Being Hunted, but I got about 5 minutes of gameplay in before I was interrupted. So hopefully I can play a little bit of that tonight. That would be nice.
Still waiting for co-op on that.
Yeah. Is there going to be co-op?
Yeah,
Did they?
they said
Okay, they
that
did
from-
say there was going to be
That's
co-op.
the only reason you and I both bought it.
Okay.
Because eventually there would be co-op, and it's been like a year and a half.
Well, they just finally fully released it, so I
Well,
guess
yeah,
that's
but-
yeah. I can't wait for co-op. I didn't realize there was going to be co-op.
That game is so much fun.
Oh my god, it is. Even though I only got to play like 5 minutes. So I was at the what are those stones called where you drop the flaming stuff?
Oh, fuck if I know.
Yeah, so I was at the starting area. We'll do that. And I was exploring around, and I went one direction. I was like, no, there's a house over that way, and it's closer. So I turned around, and I started running to the house, and then all of a sudden there were 3 robots there. I was like, oh my god! And I hid. And that was when I had to stop.
If you want to know more about Sir You Are Being Hunted, you can check out my YouTube channel where I've got 4 nice, fine episodes for you to watch.
And for me, it would be Madam, You Are Being Hunted, because I did switch to the female character.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. That's funny.
Yeah.
Mine booted up with that.
Yeah.
When I first played Sir You Were Being Hunted, it was like, Madam, you were being hunted. I'm like, yeah, I'm not a... I've got a... I'm going to switch this over now.
I typically play as a female character whenever the option's given. Especially in Mass Effect. I like playing as a female character in Mass Effect. Speaking of Mass Effect, we need to play more Mass Effect 3.
I don't have Mass Effect 3.
I bought it for Brian, and I thought I bought it for you.
No?
I could
right?
never
Oh, that's
get
right,
into
that's right.
Mass Effect.
I lost interest at 2. Even though
Yeah,
I
it
beat 2.
bored
I
me
just
too
kinda-
much.
Three
The multiplayer
annoyed me.
was fun.
Yeah, the multiplayer, well, it was samey. It was very samey.
Yeah, but I mean, Horde multiplayer is a lot of fun.
Yeah, but
So.
it wasn't like Gears's.
No.
It wasn't like Halo's. It wasn't like I'm trying to remember the other ones. I would say Left 4 Dead's, but Left 4 Dead's is just god awful.
What?
Left 4 Dead's Horde mode is god awful.
What do you
I
mean
love
it's
Left 4
fu-
Dead.
It's fun.
Not the Horde mode. The regular game, yeah.
Horde mode is pretty fun.
The Horde mode's awful.
It is. It's pretty fun.
I don't like Left 4 Dead at all, so I'll let them argue this one out.
Man, I will hit you. I
I only have Left 4 Dead 2 because it was free. I wouldn't have bought it.
I will buy a ticket.
I hate that game.
I will fly over to Arizona and I will beat your ass.
That game bored the shit out of me.
I don't know. The Horde mode in Left 4 Dead just wasn't that fun. Are you okay over there?
I think he's getting a plane ticket and he's coming over now.
I think he's trying to convert his chair into a plane. Oh god. He's made liftoff. Crucive? Crucive!
Oh,
Crucive!
So that's pretty much all I've been playing, but I did get information, or I saw a preview of a game called Killing Floor 2. Have you heard of the first Killing Floor?
Yes, I have, and I was very interested in it. I was about to buy it at one point, but no one else wanted it, so...
I'm not going to buy Killing Floor 1, but I may buy Killing Floor 2, because it sounds really interesting.
Killing Floor 2? What?
You didn't... Yeah, that I saw as Tyler hits himself in the face with a battery compartment lid.
I'm okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
guys.
I saw a preview for Killing Floor 2 on PC Gamer.
How'd it look?
It looks really awesome. The graphics are gorgeous. They have turned the gore up to 5 million. If I remember what PCGamer.com, is that the magazine, PC Gamer?
I think that is...
Why am I blanking on this?
PC Gamer.
That's my normal source for PC news. But
That's not
it said,
IGN.
I get my news sources from other news sources.
Because they're really good at giving you the news and give you very accurate reviews.
I get my news from all types of sources, not just IGN.
Because
I've said that
IGN
multiple
does
times.
not get bribed to give high scores. They don't stoop that low.
That's scathing sarcasm.
Anyway, so I did read a preview of Killing Floor 2, and it sounds really interesting. I think they said it was going to have something like 19 points of dismemberment on each body part.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And
That's a lot of guts.
The really interesting thing that they said was all of the blood that splashes on the map
It's going to be persistent, isn't it?
will be persistent
Oh, dear God,
for the entire game.
Oh, this game
This sounds awesome. I wasted
Yeah.
a lot of time playing Killing Floor, and I can't wait for this.
I can't wait. I'm very, very excited. It's going to be going into early access, I think. There's already a listing for it on Steam, but you can't buy it yet.
Oh, cool. Cool.
For the short time I played Killing Floor, I have 54 hours on it.
Jesus.
Wow.
Speaking of what you've been playing, what have you been playing, Crucive?
What have I been playing?
Yeah, what have you been playing? We're still on the section of the podcast of what have we been playing.
Well, I've found what seems to be the greatest game in the world.
Oh, yeah.
So
We talked about this before the podcast. Go ahead.
I recorded a full playthrough of this game, which proves that it's good. I recorded a game called Gone Home.
Oh, yeah. I know that game.
It is fucking amazing.
Speaking of IGN rants and raves about that game. It's supposed to be amazing.
Yeah.
Play it.
That game is really good. I mean, I didn't know what it was at all. I had absolutely no idea what the game was, and I just played it for a limb because I went off on a limb because I didn't have a lot to record, and I hadn't uploaded in a few days, so I started recording that. I thought at first it was going to be horror because it had a very eerie feeling to it.
That's what I thought it was supposed to be too.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
You're in a house. It's stormy and dark. There are certain hints that say that the house is haunted, and so I thought I was walking into some sort of horror game. But it is not a horror game at all. It's actually... I think there are 3 storylines. There's like your mother, the father, and your little sister. And I don't think I delved into the mother or father's storyline at all, but what I got really infatuated was with the sister's story. And I was nearly reduced to tears, but I'm manly, so I didn't cry on camera or on recording. I held it back until I finished recording, and then I cried my eyes out. I'm not going to give any spoilers away, because I want you to watch it on my channel. YouTube, just search Crucive, you'll find it. Best YouTube channel in the world. Very popular, very good. Anyway, it's definitely Game of the Year for me.
Yeah, I've been meaning to play that game. I remember last year sitting in front of Steam, staring at it and debating whether or not to buy it or not, and I ended up not buying it.
I would buy that game if it was £100.
Jesus.
If I knew what I knew now. Yeah, it's a fucking great game. It's so good.
Anything else?
I've been playing a lot of Far Cry 3.
Oh god, that game's so good.
So good.
I'm starting to get burnt out on it now, though.
Yeah, I kind of got burnt out on it as I was playing through it as well. But I need to go back and revisit that game. The game is so good.
I'm not
I
very
just
good.
wish it had better co-op.
Not very good at stealth, so I just walk into like a fucking a base and guns ready and just get mowed down because there's too many people there.
I'm not very good at stealth either, but I have a lot of fun sniping in that game.
Oh, yeah,
I suck at sniping. Tyler can attest to that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's really fun, especially when you're like, oh shit, they found me, and then you run, you jump into a river, and then suddenly crocodile.
The crocodiles are so fucking scary, too.
That's so trollish, aren't they? It's like, oh, you want to come and swim in my river? I don't think so. You've done moseyed on and swam to the wrong river, my friend. Now I'm going to eat you to death.
I looked for a minute in a river, making sure there weren't any crocodiles. I take a step in, and I get eaten.
Oh, if you have Far Cry 3, you should try this. It's terrifying, okay? So drive out to the middle of the ocean, or sail out to the middle of the ocean, jump off of your boat.
Oh, God.
Swim as far away from the boat as you can, and just wait there until you see fins start to circle you.
No, that's not happening.
Thing ever. Oh my god.
I already have a water phobia because of Jaws, god damn it.
It's amazing. That game is pretty damn fun.
I need to go back and play that. I may do that when I get home, possibly. Well, you know why I don't go back and play Xbox 360 games? Because I have a wireless controller that is now wired.
I've been using mods in it too, so...
We've been playing Dark Souls.
Exactly, which is why I haven't played that much of it, because that controller drives me crazy. I'm sorry, Christoph, what'd you say?
Mods. I've been playing mods with it.
Oh.
Which are pretty cool.
What mods?
There's a mod that... You know how when you look down sights of, like, scopes, it's very... it's almost like a light. It's like an LED brightening up the entire crosshair. Mm-hmm. You know when you look down sights?
Yeah.
Like optical sights, things like that. I got a mod that stops the glow. So it's just it's literally just a dot, so you can actually see what you're shooting at.
Oh, that's good.
And another mod which gives attachments for every single weapon.
Ooh.
So you can now use a silencer and different sights on it.
Silence the flamethrower.
Is there a mod that just plays that one song from when you burn the
the Skrillex song?
The things over and over again? Because that's the only music I want to hear in that entire game.
That's a pretty damn cool game. Song. Skrillex, sponsor us. We know you've got the money.
I actually listened to... they actually have that song on Spotify, so I listened to it quite a bit.
It's a really good song. Mm-hmm. But anyway, going back to Gone Home, full playthrough on my channel. I'm actually rendering it now as we speak. Very excited. 20 parts coming soon. Did I mention my YouTube channel?
More plugs.
Well, while he talked, he just gets cut off, and we're like, what happened?
That game is beautiful. Like, the narrative is beautiful. Oh, what really got me is when you first start, when you start the story, one thing usually leads to another, leading you through the whole storyline. And you're just walking around the house, discovering these new things about your family. And at the end, the narrative goes like this. As you discover new things, it reads out parts of that person's journal. So it's like, for example, Dear Diary, my name is Jack. Today we did a podcast. And towards the end, it started to actually talk to you. So towards the end, it was like, Dear Crucif. And it just touched me. It was great. Oh, you cried.
I'm gonna
be okay, man.
Whenever I actually get some more money, I'm gonna have to try that game because I have been wanting to play it.
I would love.
Greg Miller tweets about it all the time.
I'd love to explain how emotional the storyline was, but I can't due to spoilers.
Nah,
indeed. Spoilers are bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tyler, what have you been playing?
That's my line. Tyler, what have you been playing? Well, I've been playing. Anyway, I think the thing I've been playing probably the most is Mercenary Kings on PlayStation 4 lately.
How are you liking that? Because I honestly could not get into that game.
It's okay. It's not going to be on any of my top 10 lists, but it's good fun. I turned my gun into a toilet, so that happened.
Did you break your toilet by sitting on it?
Well, it's my gun, so But I can tell one major design problem with it.
Did you break your toilet?
Most of the weapon types are automatic, which they're not optimal. They're not the optimal playstyle, not nearly. The shotguns and the sniper rifles are clearly the best. The sniper rifle can get a ammo type that lets you shoot through walls, which is super overpowered.
But
especially when they do such high damage.
But is what bullets are supposed to do in real life, so...
No. It's like any wall. And it shoots far off your screen, so you'll be walking over...
You mean even the concrete type that real-life bullets go through?
Dude, it goes through metal walls that are like 5 feet thick.
You mean that...
Dude,
5 feet?
Okay.
Are you sure?
This is a side-scrolling 2D shooter.
Okay.
You can shoot things that you can't even see on your screen. You can shoot straight down, and you'll be shooting things that are in the sewers that you can't even see by looking your screen all the way down.
Oh, that's stupid.
Yes, it's very
silly.
Why
do you want to shoot at something you can't see?
Everything respawns, though. Everything respawns, though, so it's not too bad, but it allows you to farm very easily for the stuff you need to make these guns. And the shotguns are the highest damage weapon, and some of those bullets go through enemies as well. So, if you're not playing with a shotgun or a sniper rifle, you're probably going to have a tough time with this game, and it's already tough as it is. And one of the things about it is the knife, because you're supposed to use guns, and you're supposed to use your knife. The knife is way underpowered, although it can deflect bullets. It can't deflect every bullet.
Because that makes sense.
Yes, and you have to be at a certain height level for it to actually deflect the bullet, because the only motion you have is a stab. You don't have a swipe, you don't have anything. So you stab forward, if it's not in the level of your fucking knife, then it's going to hit you in the face. And you'll be a big disgrace.
Kicking a can all over the place.
Kicking your can around all over the place. Exactly.
And no one wants to kick the can over the place. That's just mortifying.
It's just mortifying. It's horrible.
They'll rock you.
Yeah, we will rock you.
They will. They will rock you.
Okay. Throwing the rope over you guys and pulling you back in again.
So yeah, Mercenary Kings. It's a fun time. I haven't tried it with other people. It's probably a lot easier with other people, but probably played about as much. Yeah. There's online co-op and everything.
I'll have to try it.
But
I have to re-download it.
I don't know if it's free on PS Plus anymore for the PS4.
It's not. But I downloaded it, so
okay, we can try it.
Yeah. Hi, Mojo.
Let's see. What else have I been playing? Like Jack said earlier, we've been playing Guns of Icarus. I've been playing Company of Heroes 2 a lot recently.
Yeah, I want to join you, but I don't own it and I don't have the money. Because I kind of got Tropico 5.
About that. I don't know. Company of Heroes 2 is a lot of fun. I just played a game last night that made the difficulty very simple. Me and Brian were playing, and Brian and I were playing.
Brian and you?
It was the two of us versus one hard AI. And that actually worked really well. It wasn't too difficult, wasn't too easy. Except
did you get Katushka Horde to death like the time we played?
The time we played, I was the Katusha Horde.
Exactly. That was the point I was making.
I used one Katusha, okay?
And Shadow used 10.
No, he used one tank. You two keep bitching about this match. I don't care. It was one Katusha, a sniper to spot for us, and a tank on the south. You guys just wouldn't do anything. You sat there. It's not our fault.
I'd like to add that I had absolutely no
Go on.
Oh god, it cut him off.
We killed Crucif. He had no, and that no was air in his lungs.
Ow.
I'm sorry?
What else have I been playing? Shit.
You've been playing shit?
Yeah.
That sounds unpleasant.
Yeah, I put a stick in the toilet, and I just kind of spun it around a little bit. Toilet humor, everybody. I guess that's pretty much the main things I've been playing aside from Battlefield 4, which is still fun.
But we didn't have a very good night the other night.
No, we didn't.
That was bad.
It was very
of course,
bad.
Everything was bad that night. It wasn't just Battlefield.
Yeah.
I refuse to buy Battlefield games now.
Battlefield's awesome.
Battlefield is awesome.
I'd buy Battlefield. I played hardcore for like a week and then I stopped completely.
Mojo. Sorry, Mojo is trying to lick the mic.
Well, just such a strange name.
It is. I still need to know who named him and ask them why. If you owned a dog named Mojo and left him outside of a trailer, please contact me.
Because the off chance that
because I don't want him anymore. Take him back.
Nah, Mojo's awesome. He's our mascot.
So I'd like to take a moment, if you guys want to, otherwise we'll move on, to try and talk again, to discuss games that we may have pre-ordered or recently purchased, and kind of talk about why we pre-ordered them or what have you. So that was Mojo. Have you pre-ordered anything recently, Tyler?
Not recently. I think the only thing I actually have pre-ordered is Destiny.
Really?
Yes, which is surprising. I'm usually a big pre-order person.
Mm-hmm. I would have thought you'd have Watch Dogs pre-ordered.
Surprisingly, I'm just going to rent that.
Yeah. Well, I would have bought the game, except I don't have the money. But
I'm just expecting it to be less interesting than it's being portrayed
I
as.
I agree with that. It's being really, really hyped up, and it's only going to...
Because that's what happens with open world games, especially new IPs for open world. They have all these ideas and these cool features and stuff like that, and sometimes they just become samey. And I can see that happening. Oh, okay, I can use this barrier to stop the cops that are chasing me in my car. Oh, okay, there they go. Okay, I win.
50 million times.
I'm hoping the story will keep me interested. I might be able to buy it if the story keeps me interested. And it's good to know that they have a co-op multiplayer free roam mode rather than just that.
Did they confirm that they're actually putting that in there? I thought that was just basically...
No. That was. I'm pretty sure that was...
Okay.
Yeah, they announced that there was going to be 8-player free roam or something like that.
Oh, wow. That's a selling point for me. So.
And I'm very glad that that it's not just the Dark Souls type of invasion multiplayer that they had displayed when they announced the game. Which is interesting to me. I think it'd be fun to mess with my friends, but...
And thank God you can turn it off.
Yes, which it always will, and I'll never be able to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Chris, have you pre-ordered anything?
Well, yes, I have, now that you mention it. So I recently purchased a pair of Ray-Ban sunglasses, aviators to be specific. Now, they're pretty cheap at £2 something, but man, these are really high-quality shades. Especially
Do you want to talk about your pants, too?
I'm sorry?
You want to talk about your trousers?
Oh, yeah.
Those camo trousers
I got some really cool vintage camo trousers. That was £70.
Sorry, I have to lean back.
But well worth it. Very comfortable. The buttons fell off after I put them in the wash machine, but I could sew them back on. That's fine. But these sunglasses, the UV 400, they look really cool. And also, they're not that... Like, when you look at the sun, they turn clear, so it looks like I'm wearing really goofy spectacles.
That's like the opposite of what sunglasses should be for.
Yeah, but when I look at people, they're like, holy shit, it's like I'm looking into passion itself. I'm like, yeah, look at my camo trousers. Now, if you can imagine this, do try. Me walking down the street with aviators, camo trousers. Yeah. No shirt.
In my mind, you look like Yahtzee, so that is an amusing...
Who's that?
Ben Yahtzee Croshaw.
0 punctuation of the Escapist magazine. You don't know who Yahtzee is?
No.
Oh, you need to check him out. I can see him being your type of humor.
Vinyatsi?
No, it's... Look up Google 0 punctuation after the podcast.
No, I'll do it now, it's fine. I'm a rebel.
As for me, I pre-ordered Tropico 5 because they recently released the multiplayer trailer.
Oh, yeah. I still need to watch that.
Mm-hmm. And I was like, I need to sit here and not spend money. I'm not going to spend... Fuck it. And I pre-ordered it.
Depending on how you two guys, you and Brian, say about that multiplayer, I might end up getting it myself.
The annoying thing was that, and this pissed me off at Steam, was that if you pre-ordered it, it came with Tropico 4, which I already own, and Omerta City of Gangsters, which I don't care about because it's a terrible game. And I was going to give away Tropico 4 on the podcast, except it just added it to my game library.
But you already had it in your game library.
Exactly. Well, I don't have the Steam version. I have the CD version.
It should have given it to you as a gift.
It didn't.
However, what we could do a little giveaway right now if you guys want to have some stuff.
You have some stuff?
Yeah.
What stuff's that?
Some real good stuff.
Please tell me it's not dirty whites.
What?
Is it your sunglasses?
No, Jack, come on. I'm being serious now, guys. Come on now. Why would you say something like that? I have some.
Okay. What do you got? What do you got?
I have some Steam games to give away, man.
Ah.
I need
So
to
how are
find-
we? Are we just going to give away the codes, or are we going to do a contest, or what do you want to do?
I mean, I was thinking, like, we make a battle dome, we can fight out to the death. How does that sound?
Sounds amazing, Crusoe.
We could go into Rise and do that.
Oh, we could have people beg.
Gesundheit, Mojo. We can have people beg.
And now Mojo's just sitting here staring at us.
If I could find my inventory.
I have an idea. Why don't we give one of them away to someone who makes us an intro and an outro?
Yeah, so make us an intro that can be like a musical interlude type thing, just that fits the podcast theme of just we're stupid. We'll play it at the beginning of each podcast and maybe an ending one at the end of each podcast.
It cannot.
Alright.
You have to be very careful with copyright, so please don't send
Yes.
us anything that's just a straight song or that takes more than like 10 seconds of somebody's copyrighted
guess-
song because we'll get in trouble.
Yes, please make it yourself
You
so
ready
that we
for
can
this?
have the copyright stuff. So what will we be giving away, Crusoe?
Right, okay, so I've got 3 trading card beta accesses.
Trading card beta accesses?
Yep, very, very high quality trading card beta accesses.
What?
Okay, moving on, that's not that impressive. I have 2 25% off Pixel Piracy coupons.
Oh,
Definitely
game's
worth an
awesome.
Intro.
Oh yeah.
that game is amazing.
25% off. Pull them together, that's like 50%.
We'll give away one
off.
of those coupons and something else.
Yeah.
Because you
I
can't use
have
both coupons.
Numerous Steam trading cards, which are,
Oh,
of
you
course,
said games. You said you had games to give away.
I have Dota 2.
That's free.
Hello.
Even Mojo is bored by that.
Okay, so since he has yet to reveal anything interesting, I have a copy of The Ship to give away.
Oh, that game is great.
How much is that?
Dead
Son of a
silence. Yeah, that game is great. We actually got into it
We played it for like 3 hours straight.
and then haven't touched it
Yes,
since.
and we haven't touched it since.
But not for lack of wanting to. It's
Yes.
just it's been hard getting together lately, so
I might give away Bioshock Infinite.
ooh.
You have an extra copy of that?
No, but I'll find one.
I'll steal one.
It's on sale right now if you want to buy one.
God damn it, shut up. They're not supposed to know.
No, because we could still buy the on sale copy and then give it to them for free.
Yeah, but they can buy that anyway.
They can buy anything we're giving away anyway.
You win.
The point is
You
that they're
win.
getting it
Are you
for
happy?
free.
Are you happy now? You win. I'm done.
Okay, so if you want a free copy of The Ship, make us a nice little musical intro thing. And we will display on the podcast for all to see.
Or
And we'll be sure to credit you as well.
Yes,
so.
we will credit you.
if you make it really good and you make a truly professional introduction or any art in general, I'll give you like a ton of trading cards and 25% off Pixel Piracy if it's really good.
There you
So
have
there's
it,
your
folks.
incentive.
There you have it, folks. And if you know anybody that can do these things for us, make sure to let them know so that they can do it for us and get a game.
And I
Absolutely.
could possibly win Pixel Piracy 25% off. Especially
The
mention
25% off. That 25% off coupon will be oh god Mojo.
Mojo.
Oh god Mojo.
No.
He's in
and
the way.
countless trading cards.
That will be for the finder's fee if you find someone that can do it.
Yeah. So, we've got that out of the way. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I pre-ordered. No, because I don't have any money. So, let's go on to main topic.
The main topic is kind of big this time.
Yeah, for once. Because Tyler contributed this time, and he had an awesome contribution.
Let's see. I posted a contribution that I thought would just be one topic, and now there's like 3.
I was able to work it into everything else that we had. So, our main topic is we've got 2 possibly more, but 2 that we know of right now, blockbuster AAA shooters coming this fall. And that's Call of Duty Advanced Warfare and Destiny. So let's kind of talk these over for a second. What are we...
Bad. We're done. Let's move on.
We've already kind of touched on this, so this won't take too long. But what specifically are you excited about in Destiny, Tyler? Because you're the big Destiny fan of the 3 of us.
In Destiny, I'm pretty much just excited for the unknown, which is a weird thing to say. I'm excited for what we don't know about the game. Because what we know is fairly standard so far. And all they really say is what they're keeping tabs on. They're just keeping these things hidden because they don't want us to be seen yet. They want people to play it instead. And that's what I'm hoping for. I'm also really excited to find out how some of these systems work, like how exactly the loot system works, because they show all these guns, but they're not randomized like Borderlands. They're all personal. They have their own histories, and they have their own skill trees with them to amplify them, make them better as you use them. And I'm just... I know! It's so exciting, Mojo! Oh my goodness! But...
He wants something. Maybe he needs out.
He probably needs outside. I'll let him out while Jack talks about Destiny. I'm just kind of excited to play it. Because that's one of the big things about games is its game feel.
It's playing them, yeah.
Yes.
That's the idea.
And if it feels good, even if it's more the same of kind of Borderlands style, I'll still play it. Because the graphics are beautiful, the setting is awesome, and the story is very intriguing. At least to me.
The story is intriguing.
Giant mysterious orb saves the world.
Yeah. That's where I was going.
Increases human lifespan by 3 times.
That's where I was going with that. Yeah. No, I sound like I'm joking, but no, the story is very interesting to me. I'm interested to see how deep they go into it, what the nuances are, what like kind of the hidden lore is. Because I was on a Star Wars binge over the past weekend, and that's kind of what drags me into Star Wars is just how deep that lore goes. So I mean, it's kind of the same concept.
Even though half that lore has now been...
Should Call of Duty be called AAA anymore?
Only the expanded universe.
Call of Duty is like the only thing that can actually be called AAA. Because a bunch of money put into it. And
right. AAA
year.
Doesn't refer to good. It just refers to how much money's been thrown into it.
To me, AAA refers to a game's quality. Like,
you can't call an indie game... Well, you can't call an indie game a AAA.
Call of Duty?
No, you can't call an indie game AAA because it doesn't have enough money put into it.
Yeah, but are you sure?
Pretty much. A AAA usually refers to a game that's extremely marketed and has a bunch of money put into it. So the Battlefield games, Call of Duty games, Halo games, Destiny games, Uncharted games. Help me out here, Jack.
Fuck.
Fuck.
Good example. Thanks. I'm not
so
looking
helpful,
forward to these games.
Sunset Overdrive. I would consider that a AAA.
Would you really though?
Did you read any of the previews of that came out this week? It sounds really interesting, and I was completely nonplussed about it.
You're not interested?
Initially, when it was first announced, I was like,
"Oh, okay," but now you're enjoying
now I'm interested because it sounds a lot like Crackdown.
Yes, it's like Crackdown meets Tony Hawk meets zombies.
But I mean, it's a second party game, really, because it's not being directly developed by Microsoft, but it's being published by Microsoft. And they're going to throw a ton of money at that game because they want it to be successful. Oh, yeah. So, I mean, I would consider that a AAA game.
Definitely.
But an untested AAA game.
Pixel Piracy also being a AAA title, obviously. I have 25% off coupon. Oh, God. It's a really good introduction. That's really good. I'll throw in another one if you make me an intro. That's better than the current one.
Alright, you two keep talking.
So about this Pixel Piracy.
Very good game. Definitely worth 25% off.
That game is awesome, though. I got into Pixel Piracy, and I talked about this in the show last week, but I got into Pixel Piracy not long ago, and I started playing it, and then I had to go to bed. So I only got 5 minutes in, right? But then later on, I decided, okay, well, I'm really going to sink some time into this and try it out. 6 hours later, I was like, where is my life gone? That game is amazing, and it's stupidly addicting. Although it does have its annoying little quirks.
It is early access.
Yes. It is early access.
So you can get 25% off to make up for the annoying little quirks.
I'll sell it for you here. All you have to do, the best part of the game is assigning random crew members to clean up poop.
You can do that.
Yes.
My God.
Yes, and the way that they clean up the poop is the best because they just walk over to it and kick it off the ship.
Might have to use one of these coupons myself. You guys gotta hurry up, make that intro.
You haven't tried it. It's a really good game, Chris, if you gotta try it.
Maybe I will.
I highly recommend it. The annoyances in them is that the annoyances in the game is that the pathfinding is pretty piss poor right now. Although again, it's early access, and the characters like to not do what you tell them to do. So you'll just basically, if you want them to go to a point on the map in the game, you have to furiously click on the game until they actually get over there.
Right, they're lazy.
Right, exactly.
Lazy AI.
But yeah, poop cleaning. And sometimes it doesn't make it all the way off the ship, but it falls through the ship anyway.
Which is hilarious.
It's like real life.
Exactly. Because we all kick our poop.
Feces.
Okay, so we were talking about Call of Duty, weren't we?
I wondered why you went to pixel piracy.
I don't know.
I wonder why we went to kicking feces off ships.
I have to wonder, though, with Call of Duty, what they're going to do, because they can't just do the same old multiplayer again. It just isn't going to cut it.
Especially now that they've revealed this whole Crisis-like nano-suit thing with the super abilities and whatnot.
They should have a game moding the new Call of Duty where, okay, hear me out. You're on a ship like in Black Ops, you know, the yacht thing. Mm-hmm. And there's big mounds of poop, and they just have to kick them off the ship. Just kick it off.
I'd buy that.
That'd be
The quintessential game mode from the AAA shooter Call of Duty now brings you a new game mode entitled.
But on a serious note,
kick.
how cool would
And
it
Kevin
be?
Spacey will be so happy
that
he got involved in this game.
How cool would it be if in a shooter game or any game in general, when you got a melee, it's usually like you hit a guy with your gun, or you punch someone, or you knife someone, right?
You clearly have never played Bulletstorm.
Yeah, okay,
Oh, yeah.
okay, I have, and I left a review on Steam if you want to check it out, right? What if you kicked someone? We need more kicks in games.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
Bulletstorm
Because that was
just-
fun in Bulletstorm.
Yeah.
Bulletstorm was so much fun. A lot of people
Oh my
didn't
god,
like it.
that was such an underrated game.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's like
I played it, and I was like, this game is fun, it's okay, and then I realized that I had spent like 12 hours with it, and I finished it in one sitting.
It's like
I was like,
everything you kill rewards you. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
Combo, you're a badass. Look, butterflies and colors.
I really wish they had made another Bulletstorm game, because
yeah.
that game was really, really
I don't
underrated.
think many people liked it, though.
No, they didn't. It wasn't very critically acclaimed.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
Yeah, it is, because that is a criminally underrated game. Anyway, back on topic. Call of Duty, you know, each of the Call of Duties now kind of has their own thing. Of course, Treyarch does zombies, which they could spin off into their own game easily.
They need to.
Yeah, and I think they've talked about it before, but... And then, the Shattered Remains of Infinity Ward always does something.
They try to do something.
They try to do something that always fails. Extinction was okay.
At least it was a whole new, separate, isolated game mode instead of just Spec Ops and
Although I like Spec Ops.
Wave mode. Spec Ops was cool, but it was hard to play multiple times.
Yeah, and once you played it once, it's kind of, okay, well, I did that.
And then they added the Wave survival thing, but it was still inside Spec Ops. It was...
I don't know.
It wasn't
Well,
fun.
you know, Infinity Ward, they're not who they used to be anymore, obviously.
Yeah.
But, you know, speaking of Infinity Ward, they just gobbled up a studio, didn't they? Neversoft.
Yes, they gobbled up Neversoft.
Yeah.
And now, the next Call of Duty game will be on skateboards.
You heard it here first, folks.
Exclusive. Desert
They've
Gaming
gone,
Podcast exclusive.
they've gone from horses to skateboards.
Yep.
So I have to wonder what Sledgehammer will do. Because will they try a horde mode? You know, are they going to do something completely different?
Yeah.
I think they're going to have a mode where you're on a ship and you have to kick turds off of the ship, and sometimes they go through the ship.
But, you know, while we're talking about horde modes and multiplayer, let's kind of look back on how multiplayer has evolved, because it has evolved, just in this last generation. And so you went from couch co-op, which everyone has fond memories of playing GoldenEye.
GoldenEye or Halo or Unreal Tournament.
Pong.
It's not exactly co-op.
I thought you said bong, and then I was like, not drugs, no. Not what we're talking about. Anyway, and then we went into the Xbox 360 generation, which really, I mean,
Whoa.
Xbox Live came around in the original Xbox game space, of course, but it didn't become this huge, gigantic thing until, in my opinion, until Xbox 360, when it was completely integrated into the console. So we've got our traditional shooters that are bang bang shoot 'em ups. You go around and you kill other people, red versus
Halo,
blue,
Gears of
etc.
War, Battlefield, Call of Duty.
Even Gears of War is a little different, though.
Only
Pixel
slightly.
Piracy. That's another good shooter.
Oh, get off that topic.
For 25% off, man. That's
Oh my god.
such a great deal.
So we've got that formula of traditional, and Modern Warfare threw a wrench into everything by adding the persistent reward system, leveling up, things like that.
Progression.
Progression, thank you, that was the word I was looking for. Create a class, customization. Black Ops took it a bit further with the little logo emblem editor, and then of course did not lead to Forza. Like Forza kind of.
And they've been mixing up that whole progression system ever since Modern Warfare 2 or whatever.
And they've been
it was.
trying to and failing horribly at it.
Yeah. And they actually started before that with the create a class in Modern Warfare 1. Which was a godsend.
No, it was. You kind of had something like that in the Halo games, but not
not Halo. No, you would never be able to pick whatever you started. That was even in Reach. Well, no, Reach had kind of class loadouts, but
no, you can see how much
there were
Halo
always the
multiplayer
weapons.
I played.
Yeah, there were always weapons on the map in Halo for all of you who do. know
Okay,
that.
so that's how that worked.
Jack is
So-
so professional.
But I didn't play Halo multiplayer, and actually I need to play more Halo 4 because I did enjoy that.
It was good.
Yeah. So that set the new bar, and then we started to see games like Dark Souls and Watch Dogs.
Well, before that, there were a few tumors in the development of multiplayer in gaming, and that was the Horde modes. Mm-hmm. Horde mode started mostly with Gears of War.
Oh God!
And that exploded, and it popped up in Left 4 Dead. It popped up in Halo 3 ODST, and the ones after that. And I could keep going and announcing all these Horde modes and stuff. And that was Horde mode became a big thing, and that was a very successful tumor. And what happened after that? Brian has come home and interrupted the podcast. And
we apologize for the interruption.
yes. And what happens after that was a few individual things popped up that made multiplayer interesting and different. And I think a few of those would be Splinter Cell. Splinter Cell, when it got multiplayer, not the co-op mode,
I know what you're
not the
talking about,
actual mercenaries versus spies thing, it introduced an extremely variable, asymmetrical shooter, and it was really interesting.
Fuck, I need to play that more.
One team was third person, one team was first person. They all had super different abilities and weapons and all the other type of stuff, and that was interesting. No one really copied that format. And then there was...
Despite its popularity, it was really, really popular game type.
There's been a few other games, and the only other main one that I don't talk about that has an interesting game mode that was extremely different would probably be one that I never actually played, and that was Fear 3. Fear 3 had the weird escape game mode thing where your goal was to just escape. And it was this constant, persistent, generated level where you'd be running from this giant black wall of death with your team. And it was really interesting sounding, and I really wish I got to play it, but it was a pre-order bonus.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's weird. And it never released for purchase?
I think it did, but I lost interest by the time that happened.
Guys, I just got an idea.
What's that?
A Call of Duty game mode, okay, where you're in a crowded shopping mall, right? You have a child, he runs off, he sees balloons, and you have to find him. Hear me out. You have to find
This would
him.
be a Heavy Rain reference.
You can tap X or the
Jason?
respected button, and he shouts, "Jason!" And that's the game. That you never find your son. You just Jason, 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 and you go up to random balloons, and when you find the kid, you tap him on the shoulder. He looks at you like you're a pedophile and runs away. Oh, it's awesome.
Anyway, there have been other unique, like, small spin-off multiplayer things like the ship.
Yes.
I mean, you don't see that very much, and that actually got copied in Assassin's Creed. But beyond that, there hasn't really been anything, and now we're going into kind of the hands-off, non-direct multiplayer with things like Watch Dogs. We're also, and something we failed to mention is MMOs. Which,
who cares about MMOs?
Well, yeah,
No, I'm
that's
just kidding.
true.
I'm just kidding.
Jason.
No, I agree with that. We need to have a Jason MMO.
Jason.
Mojo.
Speaking of MMOs, going slightly off topic, but did you see what happened to that fucking what's it called? Elder Scrolls Online?
No, what happened?
to it?
It got torn apart. And apparently it's really bad.
Oh, you mean in reviews?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gotten very down middle of the road reviews.
Yeah. Which, is anybody surprised? Really?
Jason. I was really excited.
The game looked like crap. I knew it was going to be bad.
If you like MMOs, you might like it. Most likely not.
Most likely not. There are so many better MMOs out there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
RuneScape is better than that shit. Me being a 7-year player. Not anymore, don't play it.
Well, LOL's not really an MMO, it's a MOBA, but... So, what kind of things would we like to... With the trends that we're seeing, what do we like, what do we don't like? What do we not like? I'm sorry, my brain is dying.
Is it?
I really enjoy asymmetrical. Asymmetrical gameplay it's far more interesting and varied, and it's been in things like Left 4 Dead in that versus mode, and like I said, the Splinter Cell games, and I'm trying to think of more, but I can't at the moment.
Another version of kind of really unique gameplay and multiplayer was something like The Last of Us.
Yeah,
where it was a shooter, but it wasn't it was really an emphasis on stealth. It was somewhat similar to Spies versus Mercenaries in terms of it really, really involved stealth.
And it had a very in-depth meta game that relied on what you did in those matches.
I thought what had a really good multiplayer system was Dead Space 3. Not a very good game, but the multiplayer system was pretty damn good. So what happens is, as you play through the story, things happen to you, but different things happen to your friend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Tyler and I played through that entire game.
Yeah.
And literally the best part of it was the co-op experiences.
Yes. Specifically the part where you're like trying to get out of that, was it a ship or something? Was it like a spaceship?
I think I know what you're talking about.
And you have to like help him rip the door off so he can get out. What is it? What are they in? That's annoying me. It's like a show.
Well, my favorite part was when we were going through and Tyler's character was having hallucinations and he was like, did you see that? I'm like, I have no idea what you're referencing.
The Carver side quest was literally just better than the game itself.
It was. And my favorite part, of course, was when Tyler was fighting hallucinations and I had to defend him. But from my perspective, Tyler was just doing this really weird little dance.
Jason.
That was great. Jason. That was the best part of it. They should have just made the entire game that.
Jason.
We never actually finished all of the co-op.
Didn't we?
No, because we only came across two or three, and I think the story seemed like it kind of.
Oh yeah, we missed one, and it replayed a bit for some reason. We did like the second part of it twice.
Yeah,
that was stupid.
I have to say, thank God they
bad.
brought multiplayer into that game. It would have been absolutely awful if you just had to.
Well, there was multiplayer in Dead Space 2.
Well,
it was so bad they decided not to do it again.
Yes.
If you had to go through that shit single player, you'd probably die of boredom.
No, it's like BioShock 2. They tried to put multiplayer in that, and that was bad, too. Of course, that entire game was bad.
That game had multiplayer?
Yeah, it did.
Oh my God, that must have been awful.
It sounded really interesting. Multiplayer with Big Daddies and the plasmids and everything. It would have been really cool. It was just bad.
I apologize
hard to
on
find good
behalf of
connection.
BioShock.
Just a very laggy experience.
It was. But I agree with you. I like where they're going with asymmetrical. I would like to see them. It's really on a game by game basis. That's the toughest part of it. Because I don't know what Call of Duty could do to revolutionize themselves again. They can't do a Crysis style multiplayer because Crysis has already done it, so they can't call that revolutionary. And did Crysis did have multiplayer?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Crysis 3.
Crysis 3 was phenomenal. The multiplayer was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed the multiplayer, the hunter mode.
Hunter mode was fun.
Yeah, that was basically the zombie mode from Halo.
Yeah,
I know how to save Call of Duty.
No?
Oh, please enlighten us.
All right. So
Activision will listen to this.
Yeah, Activision, you can't take this. No, it's copyright. If you would like this idea, you have to contact me and pay me at least $1 billion.
That's more than they're paying for Destiny.
Okay, how much are they paying for Destiny?
500 million. 500 million, yes.
Well, I'm British, and of course, £1 is worth $100. So let's cut it short. I'd say 2 million.
I didn't know the pound was the yen.
2 million. No, okay. Let's be nice. Let's say 100,000, and I get 30% of every game sold.
Jesus.
I don't think they.
Yeah.
30%.
It's a really good idea, right? So this is going to sound ridiculous, but I'm being serious. They could do this somehow. Dinosaurs. Okay, yeah.
You know, that's the answer to everything, especially in all multiplayer issues.
See, indie games have tried that.
Okay.
Like,
oh, yeah. Like, there was that one on Steam.
Dino Orion Horde, Natural Selection, and Natural Selection 2.
Natural Selection was good, though. Our problem with it was the AI was so bad.
Right. So back to my idea, right? Dinosaurs. Now, you're probably thinking that's ridiculous. How can they make such a rapid turn over? Right, so this is what happens.
Call of Duty Turok Edition?
By the way, I'm talking about, they could incorporate this into multiplayer, I guess, but I'm really talking about like a zombies mode. This would be dinosaurs mode. So scientists have been in a lab, they've been trying to find a way to bring animals back that are extinct, and they accidentally make dinosaurs, and you're stuck in this, hospital lab type place, and it's super spooky, and there are dinosaurs running around everywhere in the dark.
I'm sorry, I zoned out. Say all that again?
That's more of a horror game. Okay, full copyright. Anyone wants that? 100,000 and 10% of game sales. Because I think that's a great idea.
Well, and
a horror game.
Okay.
Completely off topic. Dinosaurs, Jason.
Jason Dinosaur.
Jason Dinosaurs.
Killzone tried to kind of mix it up too with their Warzone system that basically set you into a match that continuously changed what your objectives were. And I thought that was a good system. Their only problem was they didn't have enough variety in their classes, really. So maybe that's the answer for Call of Duty, because they do have plenty of variety in their guns and their perks and all that crap. So
they just need a better sound director to make them not sound the same.
To make them not sound like BB guns.
Yes.
God.
Fun fact, Killzone 2 was my first ever peasant game. The first game I ever started out with.
Game was not very good, actually, Killzone 2.
Yeah. Hey man, I loved that game. Not so much anymore because I'm a PC elitist, but my life was that game. I first discovered real multiplayer with that game.
Oh, golly.
Mainly because I played my brother's games.
So is there anything else you wanted to add, Tyler?
Okay.
No, I think we covered everything about the Destiny multiplayer and where things are going and how things are probably going to trend and what we'd like to see from the past that makes a resurgence.
I think I'm not a huge fan of kind of what they're doing with games like The Crew and The Division, where it's a seamless multiplayer.
And
Destiny. Exactly. That it kind of forces multiplayer into your single player experience. I'm not a huge fan of that.
It's still optional, though.
As long as it's still optional, I'm fine with that. But the second you start making it where you're basically forcing in PvP into a single player experience.
Well, that's what Dark Souls does.
Experience.
That's what Dark Souls does. We can turn that off.
Right. And Dark Souls does it... Well, I haven't really experienced the entirety of the multiplayer system in that game, but, you know, for the most part, all I've experienced is ghosts, which make me think I'm going insane. Anyway, so shall we move on to co-op catastrophes?
Sure, and we actually have one this time.
Yeah, we remember things. So you guys remember that awesome free-to-play Xbox 360 game, 1 vs. 100.
It was a giant, massive 101-player trivia game. That's all there pretty much is to say about it.
It was awesome, though. It was a lot of fun.
And you could win actual prizes if you were the one.
Or not actual prizes as well.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you could win the good old pat on the back.
Oh.
Yeah. But, so we're playing this game. It's me, Brian, and Tyler.
And the key to get points in this game is to be quick about your answers.
Yes.
This
is his defense for this little
That
flub
is how we played.
Uh-huh.
This is not a defense, this is the truth.
So what was the question? Do you remember?
It was something really stupid.
Yeah, it was
like, how do you cool a drink or something like that?
Yeah, it was something like that. It was something like, how do you cool a drink and it's in a square shape?
Something like that.
Something along those lines. So what would happen would be the answers would pop up one by one, and if you hit the right answer really quickly, you got bonus points.
As it appeared.
Right. And you got bonus points for that. So we all are waiting, and the answers start popping up, and Tyler goes, yes! And bings! And then he looks, he goes, and the questions were all ice related, so all he saw...
It was the very first answer.
The answers were all ice related.
Yeah, they all had ice as the first word, except for the last one.
The correct answer being ice cube.
Yes, and that was the third answer. I pressed A on the first answer because I saw ice. I'm like, oh, obviously. It revealed that it was ice pirates. Why it revealed ice pirates?
So forever from that point on, you were the ice pirate of that game. And we're actually going to add a few extra ones.
What is balooping?
That would be my Skype.
That's my Skype.
It's everyone's Skype. Oh.
Damn it, Crucif!
You're derailing the podcast.
We're trying to be professional here.
So, with
I have
our...
no idea what I'm doing.
And they never will. they will never get that peek behind the curtain. But we're going to have a couple of extra co-op catastrophes because it's been so long. But these are going to pertain specifically to me, so it's going to be less co-op and more me fucking up. So the first thing I want to talk about is my first death in Dark Souls 2.
Yay!
Yeah.
Everyone's favorite stories.
So, of course, you die a lot in Dark Souls 2.
First will always stick with you.
Yep. So I'm running along, and I go into this little town area, and there's this giant hulking thing.
You know what? That's exactly when I died. That was my first death.
Oh, this is great, though. There's this giant hulking thing in front of me, so I'm like, I'm gonna attack it like an idiot. So I run up, and I start smacking it, only to very quickly realize that it's wearing armor, and I'm doing absolutely nothing to it. So I'm like, yeah, oh god, I'm gonna die. So I turn around and I run as fast as I possibly can, and it's chasing me. And I duck into a cave that it's too big to fit into. So I'm like, yes, I survived this stupid encounter that I brought upon myself. And I took 2 steps and I walked off a cliff. And that was my first death in Dark Souls.
Bravo.
And then my second thing that I'm going to bring up is my favorite death in Assassin's Creed. And this is my favorite gaming moment in my own personal history. So, in the first Assassin's Creed...
Assassin's Creed. For those achy blade wrists.
It's what they put on to soothe the cut-off finger.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in the first game, since you actually had to have the finger cut off. For those who didn't know, in the first game with the hidden blade, his finger was actually cut off so the hidden blade would work. In the ones beyond that, they didn't have to do that.
Fun fact, his penis was too.
He was a eunuch.
He had another hidden blade in his testicles.
But so that's why I would walk up to people and just thrust randomly.
You're getting ahead of yourself here.
That's why.
It's like in Trials Fusion when you're laying on the ground and you're just humping the air.
Oh, well, you haven't seen my first ever video on my channel.
I have not.
Oh, you should.
I will have to.
And so should you, viewers.
You know what I'm talking about, Tyler?
Yes, I do.
The humping of bike.
Oh, yeah, the humping of bike.
That was fun.
But anyway, so in the first Assassin's Creed, the entirety of stealth was walking around in prayer mode, right?
Right.
So while you were walking through the city, you'd get constantly interrupted towards the latter part of the game by beggars. And I got so annoyed by the beggars that my solution to the beggars was just to hidden blade them. So I'd have this poor old woman, coming up begging for money, and they just die. So I'm walking through the city near some guards, and I bypass the guards, and I'm in prayer mode, and this beggar starts coming up to me. So I'm like, God damn it, there's a fucking beggar here. So I push the button, thinking that I had my hidden blade selected, only to find out that I had my fist selected. And I punch the guard that's right next to the beggar. And then 20 guards chased me and murdered me. It was awesome.
If that was real life, you'd be like, woof, oh, sir, I'm sorry, sir, please don't hit me. Sir, stop for a
And then you get sorted.
Stop for a They just hear a taser go off.
So, Crucis, do you have any hilarious stories?
Well, now that you ask. No. Not really. I mean,
what about the story of when you two met? Because that got gobbled up by our last podcast.
That story's too long.
While Tyler explains that, Fox explains that, I will attempt to think of things that have happened to me.
I'll go over it pretty quickly. Crucif and I met back in January in DayZ. It was one of my first times playing, and I just died. And so I was trying to run back to where I died. And Crucif holds me up in one of the starter towns. He wants the backpack that I found for his friend. Well, he handcuffs me, and after I put down my weapon on the ground.
This is starting to sound like a really kinky game.
Oh, yeah, totally. Handcuffs, shovels.
Gets very
cucumbers. And anyway, so he does that, but as we're talking, and he's like, well, I'm glad you actually listened, and you knew what was happening. I didn't want to have to shoot you. You seem like a cool guy. And I'm like, yeah. Well, I've just been going through a lot of shit, and I didn't want to die again. And then, because of the town we were in, and because of how early in DayZ it was the standalone version, it was one of the major spawn points. So noobs kept running up and trying to punch Crucif in the head to knock him unconscious and take all of his shit. They also tried to punch me, because...
Why not? You're handcuffed.
Because why not? I'm handcuffed. Because... Oh, I forgot. I always forget about this part when I'm telling the story. Crucif leaves me there handcuffed. And a fresh spawn comes up to me and takes all my stuff and starts talking to me. But Crucif comes back to tell me how to wiggle out of handcuffs, because he told me wrong the first time. And that dude says... So Crucif first says... Hey, you this guy's friend? He's like, yeah, we're buds. And I'm like, no, fuck this guy. He took all my stuff. Crucif shoots him in the leg and he dies. Very satisfying. And then noobs kept spawning. So he had to shoot them, chase them down with his axe, and all sorts of other stuff.
While my friend was slowly drifting into the ocean.
Because his friend got knocked unconscious by one of his fresh spawns. He started sliding out into the ocean.
Never to be found again. I'm still looking for him.
Pink Spoon will always remember. And eventually we find out that the handcuffs are glitched and I can't actually take them off, so I have to relog. And they invite me to join them in their quest to Electro. And I joined them in their quest to Electro, and we became best of friends.
And now he's on our podcast.
Yeah.
And all is right with the world. So, Crucif, did you think of anything?
Other than some shit that's happened in Far Cry, not really. I mean, you know those big ass radio towers in Far Cry?
Mm-hmm.
Is it just me, or when you get to the top right and you want to, slide down using the wire?
Uh-huh.
Is it just me, or do you always just accidentally jump off the tower?
I think it's just you. I never had an issue with that.
I'm like, this is going to be awesome. And I just vault over the fence and I just go flying.
See, actually, it's the proper response once you get the wingsuit. Which is about halfway through the game.
Also, when you're like scouting out a base or some kind of taking over, you're sneaking around, you've got a sniper rifle out, you're looking down the sides and everything, and then all of a sudden you hear a huge ass snarl, like to the right of you. You turn and there's a bear sitting right next to you, and it just rips you apart.
Good times. Good times.
It's horrible.
Game is horribly fun.
Yeah.
Well, then I guess with that, we should probably... I
I
shouldn't be doing the outro. You're the one that should be doing the outro.
I think that pretty much covers this episode 7 of the podcast. And as always, it's time to plug our shit. Right up our ass.
So who's working on what?
So I'm uploading a full playthrough of Gone Home.
That's the thing.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing.
And where can we find that?
You can find that at www.ihatemyself.com.
Please don't go there. It may be a pornographic site, and we don't want to be responsible
I want to
for that.
Google it. What did I say? www. myself.com. I wonder if this is an actual thing. Oh shit, it is. ihatemyself.com.
What is it?
Page, well, it doesn't help that a lot. From what the header says, it says, ihatemyself.com, the leading self-esteem site on the net, but it's not up at all. So, thanks for helping us out, ihatemyself.com.
We appreciate it.
So yeah, we'll be uploading on that sometime soon.
I think what he means to say is youtube.com/RixoRaptor.
And how's that spelled?
Just Google Crucif on YouTube. It's so much more
Just
easier.
Google Crucif on YouTube.
It's easier.
I wish you could change the address.
Tyler? Oh, we're going to be doing that Euro Truck thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
That's pretty much the only thing I have concretely planned at the moment. I'm also thinking about maybe a System Shock 2 series. Because I haven't played that, and I need to.
Oh, you bought it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It was on super sale for like $3.
We should also do some streaming of Guns of Icarus.
Yes.
If we can ever actually get into a match again.
Indeed.
Before we continue, did we get any emails?
No.
No, not this time.
You're pissing me off, fans. This can't go. If you do this again, I'll have to hunt you down.
And now, if you do email us, you pretty much are guaranteed to be on the podcast.
Absolutely, because we get no emails right now.
Exactly. So
if you email
get us
us
while you're hot.
You'll have a 25% off pixel piracy.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Anything really, we'll take it. We're very desperate.
You can hold Crucive to this. So.
Yeah. We assume no responsibility for that.
Indeed.
As for me, I've been job hunting, so the only thing I'd be working on is my PS4, but that's on hold right now because I need to job hunt.
I mean your PS4 review. You said working on your PS4. I didn't know you were building one from scratch.
Yes, my PS4 review.
There you go.
Sorry. I will try to blog some more. So catch that on ign.com/blogs/inuhanyu1701. That's INUHANYOU1701. So Twitter, we're on Twitter.
Twitter!
Yay.
Yay.
I am at inuhanyu1701, and I just spelled it for you, so just
There you go.
scrub back.
I am at Fawkestrot. That's at FAWKES_TROT.
And I'm at Crucif. That's at KRUSIF. I have the least complicated name out of all of us.
And we actually have a third Twitter handle to plug. Finally.
I know.
Ever.
You can direct all your hate comments and Peter Spates to me.
He loves that shit. He eats it for breakfast.
Delicious. I'll Photoshop them.
They'll do it too. Be careful.
I don't mind.
Be sure to write in with questions, comments, concerns, pornographic
Materials.
gifts.
Yeah, please don't do that.
Please do.
Let's
That's
say
so funny.
not the pornographic gifts.
Send me
And any
dick pics. I'll
constructive
redirect
criticism
them
you have.
to Fawkestrot.
No, any constructive criticism is always welcome. Please send all that to our email address at desertgamingpodcast@gmail.com.
Or to any of us on Twitters.
Yeah, we'll take Twitter questions. That's fine. If that's
Especially
easier
this-
for you.
Yes.
Especially dick pics.
No.
No,
I
thank
want
you.
to send them to Jack and folks.
I'm very, very particular.
I will.
So no.
If someone were to send me a dick pic, I would blow it up as a picture, frame it, and then send it to you via mail.
Okay, then.
Moving on.
Well, thank you all so much for listening to the Desert Gaming Podcast, Episode 7. As always, we are posting this on my YouTube channel, which is... Just search Fawkestrot on YouTube. That's Fawkestrot. Currently, we don't have any other place to put it. We'll be back on iTunes eventually.
I just have to get money.
Yes.
I'm not asking for money. I'm just saying I have to get money before I can put it back on iTunes.
If you would like to
Shouldn't be too
donate to the
long.
podcast, please contact me. My Twitter is
We do not accept donations.
Yeah,
for the
we don't
podcast.
accept donations. So if you do that, yeah.
I
We'll just be
do.
giving Crucif money.
I'm kidding.
It will not benefit the podcast in any way. Crucif will just run off with it. Gallivant and Euro Truck Simulator.
I'll leave the
We'll never see it again.
podcast.
And
Devote
he'll
my
end
life-
up on his side.
devote
and
my
we'll rate
life
him.
to Euro Truck
Yes.
Simulator.
Once again, thank you all for listening. See you in 2 weeks.
Jason.